Sorry. Fucking.
2.
Okay. Okay, everything's all set up. Desert, you got the PNGtuber up. Did you visit Video Ninja?
No, things are not done yet.
What?
You are 50 minutes late.
Look, I was at the stream 50 minutes late too, so and then you don't see me whining about it.
No, you know what you must do.
For God's sake. Hold up. I'm fine. We'll do the thing. There. Happy?
Sure. I don't know you getting so angry, Vash. That's tradition.
Yeah, I know. It's just that...
Again, I'm the one that's got the limited time. Yes, everything went fine at school today. I did as best I could on my exam. Not one of my best, but whatever. Everyone liked my case study, and I turned everything in.
Did you pass your judo lessons?
Judo?
No, only RT. A little bigger, Vash.
Okay.
Little bigger.
Okay.
Yeah, there I am.
Right.
All my characters are here.
All right. Let's begin. All right. So.
Oh no, he fell on his tomato sauce.
He's sleeping in his own ragu. You bastards!
Alf Aldown, the man who witnessed the president's kidnapping. What exactly did he see?
I based this part of the recreation on one of the crime scenes, but as
Seems he suffered a blow to the back of the head.
yeah, from that brick right there. They figured it must have been taken from here in the yard.
Looks like the blood flowed from the head wound and spread over the surrounding area.
Here, a gift for you. This is Mr. Alden's autopsy report.
Mr. Alden's autopsy report. Victim was struck on the head and died at around 1 a.m. on February 10th.
I have a postcard like that once.
Ah,
I must scour this scene.
yeah, trying to find those English muffins. Someone adopted yellow flower here. I think this is one of symbolizes, the desire to steal treasures.
No, Cedric. Hey, you can't just make these things up.
Watch me.
What we can say is that it looks to be different from all the other flowers in the planter.
Huh. So what's it doing here?
What indeed? We should examine the planters too.
And the plantiers. I might be right. Somebody must have stolen it. It's a stolen treasure.
Okay.
Ooh, treasure! I think this one might actually symbolize the growing anger of a former prosecutor.
Oh, I recognize that one.
The cell phone must have belonged to the victim.
You're right. Yeah. It says here in the file that Mr. Alden made a call while he was watching the kidnapping.
A call? To whom?
His girlfriend. Seems he called her when he saw the president was there. Oh, that's slang. Sorry.
But she didn't pick up, so he left a message.
That's in here too. If you want to hear it.
Please. DP, why don't you do Alf Aldown?
Hey, Rosie! It's me! I guess you're asleep already. Anyway, I'm here at the orphanage. Something weird's going on. President Wang is here for some reason. And there's another... Damn it! The light's out. I can't quite see, but... It looked like he was being kidnapped. Anyway, that'll be another thing, but... Oh, Well, I guess we know where he ended on that day.
What were those sounds at the end?
Okay.
But I thought I should let you know. Okay, I'm satisfied.
He must have been attacked while he was still on the phone. I'm trying to rub him out.
Agent Lane, can I ask you something? Mr. Aldon's girlfriend, what was her name?
Ringer. Rosie Ringer. At least that's
well,
what I
shucks.
hear.
Dun dun dun.
Just as I thought.
Wait, you mean...
A revenge for what happened 12 years ago.
Miss Ringer was left with the word. All Miss Ringer was left were the memories of personal effects of her lover. And so, seeking revenge on Chimera Winter, she made her appearance at the auction.
So she really was out for revenge on Chairman Wiener, wasn't she?
Yeah, perhaps it was for a suppression of the kidnapping. Or perhaps it was because she thought he was one of the kidnappers. Mr. Alden's final call. Message left on Rosie Ringer's phone detailing what Alden saw.
Okay, Brick.
It must be Morbius, the Frost Monarch.
Aldo.
That stuff made of bricks all around the yard here. They probably took it from somewhere nearby, huh?
His camera.
Camera.
The victim was carrying a camera.
Oh yeah, according to the file, they recovered a picture. Yeah, here we are.
Nope. That's...
Isn't it the the president, right?
Somebody's pointing a gun at him.
Megatron, don't shoot
Aldo.
me!
Witnessed.
Not a Starscream.
Shut up, Starscream!
So the president is a kidnapper. Megatron, you must be serious. You can't be serious.
Yes, I imagine they were all trying to conceal their identity. Must I do everything for you, Starscream? But if Agent Lang's father's theory is correct, the person wearing that trench coat is Warden Lagarde.
You do something for me? Ridiculous!
What's
How come they only
why?
found
Since when did we get into Transformers?
Because
Scream.
Because the gun, yeah, and then, you know, because Starscream always had to shoot Megatron when Megatron turned the gun, and then I just voiced Megatron, always showing his displeasure of Starscream.
Yeah.
And I had to get into it too because I'm a Transformers geek and I love Transformers.
Same. I grew up on it fast, sorry, and Beast Wars.
Yeah. Ditto.
I might have came in late, but I became a fast fan of Transformers.
He probably wasn't able to take any more before he was attacked. Mr. Aldon's photograph shows the president being kidnapped. Only one picture was taken. Body.
Da, 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 da.
I'll fall down. Freelance journalist. He loves falling down.
Was he
Killed
killed up?
after witnessing the kidnapping of President Wang. I know, it's subtle. It's like, oh, he falls down. All down.
Yeah.
Even in the reaction, it's pretty gruesome, huh? Recreation is pretty gruesome.
Yeah.
Gruesome, ain't it?
The actual crime scene photos. That's a lot of blood.
That's like ketchup.
These mostly have come from the back of his head. As you can see, that area is completely caked. Brain matter and everything.
The autopsy report says it was hit with a brick.
Indeed. Imagine this attacker must have snuck up on him from behind. It's as if he's clutching something in his right hand.
Oh yeah, they mentioned that in the file somewhere. Let's see. According to this, it was a button.
Kira!
Button. It's one from the attacker's clothing, perhaps.
I don't think so.
Bloody button, found clutched in Alden's right hand. The blood is his.
Oh, we better watch out for a sheer heart attack.
Would you?
Because it came in like a wrecking
because
ball.
that's how Kira was found. Nope, still don't have anything. We know it's 3 footprints, but we have nothing that can tie the brick to anything. I don't believe there's anything more to be found here. No.
Yeah.
Much less to do.
We can talk to Sean. We can talk to Cavell. Swing set.
I say we interrogate
Yeah.
the swing set.
Hey, it's art. We've seen it somewhere before, right?
Indeed, we have. It's the same one that stands over the entrance of the big building today.
This is supposed to be how things looked 12 years ago. Was it there the whole time?
Seems the architects worked the old archway into the structure of the new building.
The future is simply the past reheated. I think I heard that somewhere.
And for once, it seems you might have remembered it correctly.
But 12 years is a long time to reheat something for. If it was your lunch, it'd be ruined. I need a hamburger. Never mind. I met her.
Oh, hang on a sec. I gotta do something.
Do.
Sorry, Vass. It's important.
Mega Jason, good God, that last level on the whatever it's called. I can't seem to beat it.
No, it's fine. I just gotta do this for VS.
You want Supergirl, right?
No. That's the moment. Whoop. Okay, yeah. Alright. These planters.
According to the case file, the yard stretched around 3 sides of the orphanage. And there were 3 planters on each side.
Planters. Yes. Planters arranged in a very particular pattern. One we've seen somewhere before.
Shame there aren't any flowers, but I guess it was the middle of the winter.
Yes, but look at that one. It's bright yellow.
Weird. How come there's only one? Wait, it looks like somebody dropped it. That's a lion lily. If I'm not very much mistaken, a rare member of the lion Lilies, whatever it is.
Family lily, yes.
See?
A lion lily, you say?
Wait, didn't Judge Cavell give President Wang some lion lilies?
What is the same flower doing here? Can't be a coincidence.
I believe this particular cultivator is from Asia. What is said to symbolize the bond between parent and child.
I wasn't aware you were so knowledgeable when it came to flowers, Francisco.
What I just told you is common knowledge. Perhaps you should need to read a little more. Plus, I probably want to be a forest if my past periods have been worked out.
What if?
Nope.
No.
Oh, wait. Yeah, it
Really?
is.
Oh,
Whoa.
yeah, the planters. Yeah. So that's what our monstrous hoof prints really were. Yeah, because Wiener dug in 3 areas.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember Wiener dug in 3 areas?
Okay.
Call the range of the prints, not compare it to that of the planters.
Whoa!
That's right, I believe the footprints are located exactly where planters once stood.
So Chairman Winter was disguised around the front of them? Was sitting around the front of them? What? Oh, wow.
He was. And why might he have been doing that?
Because he's a jerk. To hide bodies, hide evidence.
We have a piece of evidence in our possession that answers exactly that question. Which piece of evidence shows why Chairman Wiener might have been digging from the planters?
The bouquet?
No, that was on the body of Sean.
Take that!
This tells us why he was digging.
Oh, interesting. Well, are you going to explain?
You don't see it?
No, I don't.
Cedric, you don't see it?
No, certainly, not at all.
As one might expect, because I... Fine, that wasn't the piece of evidence we needed, Roberta Williams.
Okay.
Maybe, okay.
Okay, there is something.
The ex-chairman is something, I should know it. Slash present what?
Let's see here.
Kidnap button.
No.
Can we?
No,
can
the
we-
bouquet, those flowers would be long gone by then.
Yeah, they'd be wilted by now.
No, it's not the bouquet,
Oh,
Vash.
I was gonna say, can we double check the case file?
Von Karma.
Oh,
Just
maybe
no,
we should
Artie
look at the
Frost. Was it?
The gloves.
No, the gloves were his. He's always had the gloves.
So why he's trying to hide something?
No, he's trying to dig something up.
Trying to dig something up. Then
Wasn't the autopsy report? Wasn't the
Nothing.
plug? Lloyd's
That's a
tape?
cake.
No. Holmes final call. Just remember, this is all evidence that they already found, so
Yeah.
you wouldn't be looking for any of this stuff.
Okay.
This is like public knowledge evidence. It's not the Taurosaurus plushie, is it?
No,
no.
because that was on the president's plane.
Yeah, behind the scenes photo. No footprints, no body was visible at that point.
Oh wait, it's asking. Let's see here.
What piece of evidence shows Chairman might have been digging in front of the plant? Oh, what piece of evidence shows that he was digging?
Yeah,
Oh, Sean's. Is it Sean's?
I think it's the gloves.
Oh, the gloves. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah. Warren went digging. Yeah, that.
Take that!
Oh,
This tells us
oh,
why he was digging. Oh,
Okay.
well, don't you see it? I was digging, and he's digging and digging and digging.
Okay.
Got the gloves.
I hope this isn't a rare case where we've soft locked ourselves
No,
because we forgot to grab.
They would do that. They probably
don't-
would
they
do
don't
that. Good God.
Let's see.
They spoil.
Just checking it.
What is that? What you were doing?
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, I had to concentrate. Yes,
No
Fast?
worries.
Do you mind saying what I did?
Yeah. Just hold on.
What I did was, honey, I gave you a little extra spending money for your trip to Canada, and that should also complete the drive, the next part. So, this way, VaStar has 2 pictures he will finish for the drive.
Oh, nifty.
Yeah.
One for reaching the goal, and then one for reaching stage 2's goal. I mean, the $400 goal. All right, now you're set for the weekend, and you'll have plenty of ideas of how you're going to do the those. All right. So for this one, I would say, what is the evidence? I think it's Sean's videotape, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh no, what evidence shows why he might have been digging?
Yeah.
Take that!
No, not that one. No, Vass, remember, they already found those evidences. I think it's either Sean's tape or the picture.
This picture?
Look at the picture. Let's see what it is.
Doesn't show much.
Take
Then
that!
it might be Sean. It might be Sean's tape then,
No.
because I know Sean's tape. There was more. Wasn't there?
Yeah, more details.
Possibly. So
No, that's Sean's tape.
the VH tape.
VHS
Take
tape.
that!
Okay,
No.
then it might be the footprints then. That's all I can think
Which-
else would be.
Which
The
feels
picture,
really,
the picture of the footprints.
which feels kind of dumb, but
That's the only other thing. Like,
Yeah.
if we're going like that, Occam's razor.
Take that!
Wow, not okay.
Again,
It wasn't
I really-
Torosaurus. It wasn't his gloves. It wasn't the security footage because that was just a big building of Gavel and the president.
What about the plush toy? It does have a broken heart.
Unless it was still there, because remember that was in the auction, and that's where we found it.
Yeah, so unless we're stating it's like it's looking for the other horn.
Yeah, we could try because I have a plush toy.
No.
Well, at this point, for shits and giggles, let's present the flowers.
Which is weird because there would be nothing left of
Yeah.
them unless there was something in the bouquet. I don't know.
Take that!
No.
This doesn't-
Oh, what about the,
Look
it's not,
inside the bouquet.
it's not the drug, is it?
Isn't the drug a little bit more recent than that? But
Take that!
nah.
No.
That's-
Unless it was a case file. It's the only thing that you could potentially bury and would still be there.
Yeah. Semi what I was thinking of, but at the same time I was thinking more like
This is IS-7. Not the bike lock. Wasn't Torosaurus' head, autopsy report. IS-7 case file, SS5. Is it the SS5 one?
Take that!
No. Okay, so it wasn't the file.
I am feeling
Yeah, 'cause
very
it-
worried that we have soft
It's
locked
not
us
the,
into a
no.
death.
I'll look it up because it's just we're getting nowhere by doing this shit. So I'm gonna look it up right now.
Oh, you start on.
Oh!
I'm here upon this new front. And
Okay, so we're gonna go to number 2. Let's see.
can someone catch me up to speed?
We're at the investigation report.
We have found a
Let's see.
button, a brick, a dead body, and possibly a bouquet of flowers.
Yeah, we're just examine.
So pretty much, you have not missed anything.
Gonna
Better with that race.
take
that!
Now to do everybody's favorite pastime, which is to rub every single item up against a keyhole and see what happens.
Yep.
We checked some places.
there were you know I've asked
What?
Which report?
Rocco Knight. Yeah, report on night. Report on night.
Take that!
Because the guard
okay.
had that. Recall, if you will, report the guard sent Chairman Wiener.
You're cutting in out a bit there.
Yeah.
Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Much better.
I don't know why that was. So I'm going to assume that it's Discord.
Yeah, let's chalk it up to Discord.
Recall, if you will, the report that Warden Lagarde sent to Chairman Wiener. In it, she mentioned something that had been laid to rest in front of a planter.
You think she was telling him where to dig?
Oh, no, wait a minute, sir.
Actually, I might hear Dash.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No worries, dude. No worries. You think she was telling him where to dig it? Wait, why are there 3 holes?
Because the report didn't specify which of the planters she meant. Holes.
I get it. So he wasn't sure which one it was. Which meant he had to try and dig up all 3.
I imagine so, yes. Or Chairman Wiener. What did Wiener dig up? They're really, at this point, Vass, there's not really, you're failing, Vass. That doesn't connect to it. You hurt yourself for no reason.
Just slow your roll.
Okay, I will tell you this right now. We don't have the thing needed yet for the murder weapon. All right.
All right.
So let's just check with everybody.
These footprints stopped by the barn. Yeah, you do need to investigate those footprints.
belonged to Mr. Aldo, right? His feet were pretty big. What's that? About a size 12?
Damn, that's
Not
some
that
big
big.
feet right there.
It's not that big. I wear
According to the
10.
file, they were the same size as his shoes. It's a match.
It's when you exceed size 12. That's when you start to get into uncommon territory.
These footprints go toward the body and come back.
According to the case file, they're thought to be the killers. They're about a size 9? Pretty average in other words.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Since
right.
the police weren't able to track down who the murderer was from them, though.
Okay. So let's investigate the swing. It's a sports swing with an elephant's face on it. And behind it is what appears to be a motor.
Every dedicated swing fiend always wonders, don't you?
Yep.
If they can swing all the way over to the top and back again,
Yep, that is true. I tried to do that as a kid.
And
maybe a
Mythbusters
motorized
has
swing
proven
could
that.
finally make its dream come true.
Would
Yeah.
that be a little dangerous?
No. And what dream isn't, huh? Nothing adventured, nothing gained.
True, but hardly applicable in this case. The other thing I would do is with those, the rubber swings, is that I would try to do like wrap my legs around so I could go 360 through it. You know.
Oh, I get you.
There are burn marks on this pillar here.
Gatorade. The report says that there was a fire sometime on the evening of the incident.
Oh yes, and if you're wondering too, Sircon, VaStar has made his secondary goal for the Riptide growth drive.
Nice, nice.
Okay.
Fire.
Let's see. Where was it again? Ah! Yeah, one of the orphans set a fire with some kerosene.
Tiger, if you redeem Super Grow, do you want to apply that to Rugal? I guess I assume so.
Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, right, I forgot I got Super Girl, like, happened 3 times. Alright, so...
Sound like...
Yeah, I removed it because, I removed it because I've,
Whoa, there you go.
Felt like it.
Alright, yep, there you go.
well, because like, there's only one option, like...
It seems
Yeah.
their antics spoiled our chances of finding any footprints near the entrance of the building, but congratulations on beating Warriors of Might and Magic.
Yeah.
Fire! One of the children... okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, Rash! Yeah! Hold on, before we talk to... Let's check the... I was gonna say we can check the snowman as well. Tortoise and hare, inspired by the children's story, no doubt. Tortoise races the speedy hare and wins.
Alright, time for a Cape Verde pop-up quiz.
Why did the hare lose the race?
I'll give you 3 options.
I don't need 3 options, Kay. He lost because he stopped to rest and fell asleep.
Number 1, the hare's favorite running shoes were stolen by the Yatagarasu. Number 2, the tortoise trained with the Yatagarasu and got so fast that he won. Number 3, the real winner was the Yatagarasu who plotted the surprise secret victory.
Those are my only 3 options?
Too hard. I'll give you a hint. The option you're looking for starts with a
Well, that definitely narrows it down. Yeah, I would check. Yeah, check the snowman.
Are you alright, Sircon? You sounded like you were vomiting there.
No, I was going like third.
This looks like a snowman, but it's mostly melted.
Well, it's no wonder he's all slushy. He's wearing a hat and scarf. He must be all roasty toasty.
Actually, that would provide some insulin to keep him cool.
Ah, look at his cute little button eye just lying there.
Right?
He probably would have frozen back up again at dawn, that's when it's usually coldest.
I don't think that would have helped much, Mr. Edgeworth. And if a melted snowman froze again, it would turn back into a snowman. It would be into an Iceman.
Nani?
You're
What I bet you wanted to say, isn't it? Well, too bad.
Or
And
Ice
plus-
Cream Man.
No, and plus, Iceman was always Maverick's rival.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Who should we talk to?
Because you're a maniac, Maverick.
Let's just do...
I say
Honestly, I don't know.
Lang's agent.
Yeah, Lang's agent. Men in Black. Shifu, I know it's rude of me to ask, but can we count off for old time's sake? Just once, I'm begging you. Yeah, for old time's sake, seems a little sentimental. Fine. Count offs. 1. Paging Mr. Palermo. Sorry, Shifu. It just doesn't feel the same on my own. It's kinda lonely. Fool! Shouldn't matter if there's one of yous or hundreds. Maybe it's on your own right here, right now, but the pack's always with you. So quit complaining about being lonely and howls like he means it. Count off. 1. 1. 1. 1. Is he crying?
Very
Can't tell.
productive.
The shades are protecting. The plane is covered with snow. Is anything the matter, Agent Lang? Yes. Something ain't right. I wasn't able to look at the case file until now. Indeed. You have Chairman Wiener to thank for that, it seems. Yes. What's weird is, I've seen this scene somewheres before. What? But where's? I keep thinking I've got it, then it's gone. He appears to be lost in his efforts to remember. Perhaps I should leave him alone for now. Hey, Buzza. I think that's all we can learn from the scene now.
Show you things on that night.
It'll be very much appreciated. Could you take us back to the moment at which the victim witnessed the kidnapping?
Sure. So here go.
Yeah, you're breaking up a bunch, Zircon.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Right now it's storming where I'm at.
Yeah, it started storming near me earlier.
Also, I just caught that the snowman has a claw mark.
Yeah, that is important piece of evidence. Okay, there's Mr. Alden in the middle of the planners. There's the Dangan Romper killer behind him. There's the other one.
And there's the president and his kidnapper out by the road.
My father based his investigations on the evidence Alden provided.
So close, but so far away.
That was why he thought the kidnapping and the orphanage were connected somehow. Racketeering, you know the deal. How he wound up suspecting Fifi Lagarde. She was the one running the orphanage at the time. Exactly. When the case went to trials, Excelsius Wieners put a big hole in that theories. He did.
Wait, he did?
Yeah.
Is there an echo?
After all, as the president of the kidnappers weren't exactly on the grounds of the orphanage. True. So it was hard to conclusively prove any kinds of connection, because they want public, they were on public road after that. It's not private property anymore. That has to do with a lot of laws. You have to know, did it take place on private property or public? If it's on public, you're fucked.
Yeah.
So the orphanage is no longer involved if that's the case. That's the shitty thing.
But anyway.
So it was hard to conclusively prove.
Okay, let me try that again.
So it was hard to conclusively prove any kind of connection. Yeah, that's why it sucks. Usually, MO for most things. All right, Circle.
Huh? Huh? were never seen inside the gates of the orphanage.
Yeah.
Detective's supposed to go to find evidence on the scenes.
Yeah.
And then prosecutors come along, twist it for their own ends. Wayne and the guards were working together.
Cats and dogs.
Some kind of deal. I'm sure of it.
So you're saying that the chairman Wiener was working with the kidnapper?
Got Lagarde acquitted. Your father was convinced that Lagarde was the culprit, correct? And you say he was gifted and thorough investigator. And he must have had more to support his theory than just Mr. Aldone's message, surely. Yes, must have. I just don't know what it was. What was exactly the case he liked talking about?
I can understand why.
Agent Lang's father, Long Lang. Long Lang. Deep Wang. Trusted ally and confidant of President Wang. Yeah, Deep Wang was a Transformers 2 joke.
Yeah,
Discovered truths that were
specifically Bayformers.
Yep, suppressed by Chairman
We
Wiener. Yeah.
we went from Kinniku Man to Transformers.
We never started in Kimiko Man and Vass. You've been silly.
We started with Gen 1, and then we just jumped straight to Bayformers.
Kinniku Man was last week. Remember we were talking about at the Sunshine Coliseum where I said he was training the new nightmares. Our first priority should be to find out what they were. You gotta keep up, Vass. Yeah. We can check now. We can check the snowman because there should be more evidence on that snowman. Because the claw mark should be there. Yep,
there it is.
Yeah, that's very important. Yeah, hand mark. I must eat snow cones until brain freeze.
Hey, that's Snowman.
He's one of the Snow Bros. Really cool NES game.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say I must consume snow cones until I get brain.
Nope.
It was melted in the simulation in the morning after the murder, huh? And that muffler was all wet, and its little button eyes had fallen off.
That's where he grabbed it. Indeed, it still looks reasonably healthy at this point. Yeah, Alden grabbed it from there. Although not entirely, I can see one thing that's missing.
The button.
God. Okay, so. Well, poor guy. I bet some kid took it as a stupid prank. Not a bad piece of thieving, though. Maybe they had potential. Who knows?
You think one of the orphans took it? I'm not so sure. In fact, I think it was grabbed by somebody else entirely. Alright, deduce. Yeah, deduce. Yes! Button! Easy one. This snowman is missing a certain something, wouldn't you say?
An eye patch.
His.
That was Sturkio.
Oh.
Indeed.
No, it seems like every single time Zircon tries to talking, like he
drops out.
It's Storm. He's in stormy conditions.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Indeed. Luckily,
trust
we've
me,
managed
I am.
to locate it.
The button Mr. Aldone was holding? Look at that! It's the same type of button as the other eye and everything.
And if we suppose that the button was indeed the snowman's missing eye, that presents something of a contradiction. What does the button contradict?
The victim's
Victim's
location.
location. Mhm. The victim was clutching the button, and the button was covered with his blood. Which means he must have grabbed it after being attacked. Let's run a little hypothetical, shall we? What if, after being struck, Mr. Alden lost his balance and reached out to grab something to steady himself? The snowman. The snowman wouldn't have supported him, so he would have grasped the button and continued falling.
The fortune teller did tell me that I would die by snow.
Oh, get it? I see what you're saying. that he wasn't near the snowman when he was attacked.
I am, within arm's reach to be precise. And he's currently nowhere near that close.
Right, but his footprints only go as far as the planter. He never came back this way.
What if they weren't his footprints?
Ah.
I think we need to look at all the prints again.
Okie dokie, I'll take us back to the scene when the Mr. Alden's body was found.
Like I said, it must be that Danganronpa murder up there. He was the killer, Sircon.
Come again?
I said he was the killer up there, the shadowy figure, yep.
But the footprints on the left definitely matched up with Mr. Alden's shoes, right? So what's the big deal, yo?
Let's take another look and see if we can figure it out.
I mean, semi-obvious.
Can we really be sure that these are Mr. Alden's footprints?
Well, they are the same size, a 12, which is pretty big, and the prints match the shoes. They also go straight to the middle of the planters, where his body was found.
But as we've established, when he was attacked, he fell and grabbed the button from the snowman.
Well, being a great thief, I know a few contortionist tricks, but that would be way beyond even me. Some average Joe stretching his arms that far? Basically impossible.
I think we can reasonably be certain that the prints were made by the shoes the victim was wearing and that Kay burnt.
Not unless he was a certain stretchy yoga man.
But can we be certain that they were actually the victim's shoes? Perhaps we should take another look at them. He doesn't wear size 12, someone put these on him. I kind of think that's what's going to happen, that someone put size 12 on Mr. Alden.
Yeah. Heck, you can even see it.
Yeah, they're loose. These shoes, in the case I'll say, is they match everyone's, but these aren't the victim's shoes, I'm sure of it.
What do you mean?
Go down to the shoe store and get me one of those foot measuring little rulers. Look at how the laces are tied. Don't they look a little strange to you?
Those count as little to you?
What's more, they don't appear to fit properly. You know those little metal foot sliding things? They're pretty small.
No, the ones that I keep seeing are all massive.
Oh yeah, no, the ones at the Nike store I went to were small. What's more, they appear to fit properly. They don't appear to fit properly. Victim's shoes, not actually Alden's shoes. They appear to have been placed at the feet of the culprit after the murder took place.
So these footprints, they go right up to where the victim was found and they stop right by his feet?
But they didn't actually belong to him.
So are the prints by his head his, or the ones that lead away and come back?
No, I don't think so. They're too small.
So neither set belongs to him. Then, yeah.
How did he get
no
there?
line for there.
That's easy enough. He didn't walk. He was carried by the killer. The body was moved. So then, where did the murder take place? Was it really over by a snowman we showed?
Well, so far pieces of evidence should dictate that.
Oh yeah, and Vas, we could look at the snowman again because it'll also show the picture of, because it'll go back to seeing like more about the kidnapper and I think Mr. Alden's body was moved. How else do we explain the button clutched in his hand? And that would suggest that he was killed somewhere near the snowman. I'd better take a closer look. I must scour the scene, yeah. So wow, all this resides upon that snowman.
Just a bit, yeah.
Olaf wishes he was that important.
Yes, we do wish he was that important, but we don't.
Guy's 9 footprints going toward the body and away from it. Case file says they must have belonged to the murderer.
They grow fainter as they get closer to the orphanage gates. Interesting.
That's just because there's less snow over here, no?
Be that as it may, it certainly doesn't help in matching the prince up with a name and face.
Poor Olaf. He's not looking good, yo.
What a world! What a world!
It can't be helped. Snow and ice eventually melt. That's just how it is.
He was let go.
And so many mysteries. All we have to do is wait until Disney gets its shit together. Snowman of the case will melt into clear water of truth.
All you have to do is wait, Kay. I have work to solve those mysteries. Is there a missing brick? Yes, there is. Missing brick.
There's the brick.
Yes, missing brick. Look down. Yep.
Right there.
Ooh, good eyes.
One of the
Look
bricks
there's
missing.
a brick missing. Here.
Well, at the very
Oh,
least,
there's the murder weapon.
we can now complete
The rest
a
of the
line.
brick work looks fine. Strange that just this one's missing. Ah, deduced. Oh, we can't deduce? Damn.
What?
Like, we can't deduce that that was the same brick that was used as the murder weapon.
No,
Or is there,
no,
like-
no, that was actually supposed to be.
Oh, okay. Brick used in murder, missing brick.
There we go.
It seems quite likely that the missing brick was the one used in the murder, wouldn't you say? Brick from VaStar.
Maybe.
Yeah, now that you mention it, they're the exact same shape and size.
But
The
nothing's
body
set in
was
red.
moved. What did Wiener dig up? Was Wiener involved? Brick from
Okay, so
brick from by Snowman.
So I don't think we have enough yet.
That doesn't make brick from by Snowman. Brick from by Snowman. Okay,
Grammatical localization.
yeah, you see that? That's it's brick
Snowman.
from by Snowman.
Done to
No, it looks like
from.
no. You know what it looks like? It looks like someone's healing a bloody brick at that snowman's head.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I've murdered him. Oh wait, I need to get rid of this. Ha!
Alright, so.
Well, we can talk to Givell and Sean if we want to. We've not heard from them in a while.
Nah, not save it.
No, we already got
See
everything
here.
here. I don't believe there's anything else needed.
Nope. Nope. Wait.
So there are planters outside of the orphanage gates too.
Aw, look, they plant stuff that flowers in winter under all that snow.
Indeed. A little frigid, tasteful nonetheless, even if this is a simulation.
Yes, indeed, a bit frosty looking, but tasty nonetheless for a simulation.
Tasty.
Too bad.
Minty.
Is he,
Tasting the snow, yes.
Yeah.
no, summoning her inner Mai. That's what I was trying to say.
No, she's not as quite food addicted as my.
But I would not doubt that
My
they would
effort.
both get into a foodie talk.
Oh yeah, speaking of foodie talk, I made oven baked mesquite chicken wings tonight, and they were delicious.
You know what? I want to take a shot in the
No.
dark.
No,
I will not do that.
No. Stop that. Bad fast.
You don't have the option of losing too much more health,
Yeah,
Let's
'cause-
save first.
Yeah.
because we still are missing. Like, I can tell you right now, Vass. By the looks of it, you went by the connect the murder weapon, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say.
So I would say go to your logic now. Go to logic. The one that makes sense is body was moved. Brick from by snowman. Brick from by snowman. There you go.
Okay.
But
I
that's
think
what,
we have to conclude.
but that's what I thought I was gonna do.
Well, no, I thought you were going for Wiener again. I think we have to conclude that the murder actually happened over by the snowman. Brick from by snowman.
Right. Right. The button came from there, and the brick too.
Indeed. What's more, if the murder took the brick from right by the snowman, from right by snowman.
That is so bad. I love it.
I get in tank now.
Kay, get Brick right from Snowman, and then tried to sneak up on the victim all the way over by the planters. We're getting to my immortal writing.
Mr. Aldown would have seen them right away.
That's right, hater. Exactly.
David Hater.
No, that's more like a jock. Yeah, Kay's really a jock. I think we need to update the simulation, Kay. Mr.
I do
Alden
see
wasn't
her at
standing by the
football helmet.
planters. He was next to the snowman.
Snow cones.
Yeah, alright, here goes nothing.
Shaved ice.
These guys will be sort of
Okay,
now.
What?
Crossfire. No, it's just like Crossfire right there.
Yeah,
Crossfire.
yeah, no matter how you look at this just doesn't work.
It does not. Indeed, everybody who was present is in exactly the same spot.
So where did we go wrong?
Let's ask Monokuma. One of these pieces of evidence on which we based our simulation must be the source of the problem. What if one of them was faked somehow? But which one is it? Oh boy. Alright, hold on just to be a second, Master. I will like that, because we don't need to lose anymore.
Let's see here.
The group of, the photo. Yeah, Alden's photo.
I was gonna say.
Can we really be certain that this picture was taken by Mr. Alden? Oh!
What do you mean?
Oh shit, we're getting into T-grade territory where they faked the crime scene. We know that whoever killed him moved his body. But why would they have done that? What if they wanted to make it seem like he saw something he didn't? Again, T-grade.
Columbo.
You took the photo and helped back up the lie?
Oh, he won the lottery! Dead. They had the president at gunpoint. They could easily have forced him to pose for the picture. He would have had no choice but to comply. I remember they did that at the end of White Men Can't Jump.
You mentioned
I mean, who hasn't done this trope?
That is a good argument.
Even Yakuza.
Now that you mention it.
They only recovered one picture on Mr. Aldown's camera, right?
Indeed, I imagine his killer probably removed the film that was already in there. They replaced it with another, thereby ensuring that the only picture found was the one that they staged.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah, boy!
So this picture was actually taken after Mr. Aldown's was killed. No way!
Mr. Alden's photograph, staged photograph taken after Aldown was killed. And there you have it. The picture doesn't show what Mr. Aldown saw at all. It seems highly likely that it was simply staged to make us believe that was the case.
So wait, where was the president when Mr. Aldown thought he saw him being kidnapped?
Luckily, the photograph isn't the only piece of evidence we can use to try and figure that out.
Oh yeah, he left that voicemail too.
He did. I think we should listen back to it one more time, don't you? This is surely the place where the president and his kidnappers could have been standing.
Right there.
No,
No.
I want.
No.
I need to listen to the voicemail.
It would be the area of the upper left lamppost and burned pillar. Remember the fire? Yeah. Recall the statement from Mr. Alden's voicemail. Damn it, the light's out! Two of the lights here in the yard are broken.
Yeah.
He must have been talking about the one over the building.
Alright, did you update the simulation to reflect everything we've learned?
I mean, at this point, I think we can grammatically incorrect our statements here.
Rick from by Snowman. And there we have it. The kidnappers was really standing over by the buildings. Yes, which would certainly have strengthened the theory that they were connected to the orphanage. So they moved the body and staged a photograph to distort the picture painted by the voicemails, which helped them to undermine the ideas that the orphanage was involved. when the case went to trials. Yep, now it makes sense, because now it's on private property. No, that certainly changes what this particular part of the simulation tells us. I imagine it will also affect our understanding of the scene when the body was found.
Only one way to find out. Ready to make the jump?
Switch between the two recreations. I need to first press T to talk with K. And then select Switch Recreations. I'll give it a try later when I need it.
Alright.
Alright.
Let's say real quick. Yeah.
Alright, Sircon, work on that manga so we now know who that culprit was that bludgeoned all down.
Do we have anything left in terms of our logic?
Yes, we have two things that Wiener and what was he digging up.
Oh, yeah. That
I would
should be
say,
fine.
Vass, you need to probably change the recreation.
Where?
Talk to
No,
Kay.
just change recreation, just talk to Kay.
Which recreation?
Switch recreations.
I
yes.
shared the scene of before as a police carry. Okay, let's take another look at the hunting yelps. And
Sure.
Okay, and now examine the original location. Yep, see? There you go. Now it's changed. So this is where Mr. Aldon really met his fate. That's what it would make sense why he grabbed the button. But he was moved in order to make the scene consistent with the stage photograph. Over to the spot between the planners.
So the footprints, the fact that they go over there and come back.
Yes, I think that tells us something important. That they were left by whoever carried him over there. So, now that we know that, Vass, now we can examine the bloodstain.
It's cut off.
Blood on the snow, a lot of it. Certainly looks as if the murder occurred here, doesn't it?
We just figured out how Mr. Aldon killed over the snowman, right?
We did. I think this blood might belong to somebody else.
What? But the police report said the blood was all Mr. Aldon's.
Need I remind you that the case was overseen by Chairman Wiener?
Yeah, that checks out.
The man would have had no scruples about altering the official record over something this small.
Then why go to all that trouble? Couldn't he have just cleaned up the blood instead?
He wasn't able to. Think about it. You can't clean up snow.
I mean, technically you can, but after a certain point, the saturation
Yeah.
and dissolving.
He knew that this is the body where the police would find Mr. Aldon's body. And he knew that the police would have certain scientific methods at their disposal to look for clues.
Luminol? Yeah, they would have found traces of blood if they'd used that for sure.
Depending, of course, luminol was in effect at that time.
Yeah, it would have been. Exactly, he wouldn't have been able to clean it up to the point where it was undetectable. I think the Ace Attorney stuff, it kind of happens a little bit further on in the future. Kind of like
Yeah,
how Rocky did JoJo. Later JoJo.
Just a bit, yeah. But I'm more speaking in like the case of like we are technically in a flashback, and this is still technically mid-2000s.
Yeah. Far easier to falsify the results of any such tests when they came back in. Still, by the 90s, they were using luminol. It would
Okay.
simply have been a matter of replacing the official results with a doctored copy.
Yeesh. So we've been looking for a forgery this whole time? That sucks. Hey, but it says Mr. Aldon's clothes were covered with blood, too.
It does, if they were, which seems entirely believable. It suggests that whoever's blood this is, it wasn't yet dry when Mr. Aldon's body was placed here.
I get it, which means that the other person's blood was split not long before Mr. Aldon was killed.
I think it does, yes. If that's the case. Doesn't that present something of a contradiction? Mysterious bloodstain left on the scene of the murder 12 years ago. The blood wasn't Aldon's.
Okay. Oh,
So
dude.
now that we go from there, Vass, we can deduce that with the fire. Yep.
Eureka!
There you go. There's a clear contradiction here with your carnivore diet, Kay.
Ah, the blood stains.
The blood is clearly cut off where the snow was melted by the fire and the stake. Which means that the blood in question was spilt before the fire was started.
But that fire happened before the murder, no?
Maybe you need more cheese in your diet.
We choose to believe the case file, yes. But if the fire was actually set after what happened here, kidding that it might have been sun up to something. Then why isn't there a witness statement? Because that would have challenged Chairman Wiener's version of events. We need to know more about this fight. Use. Yes, Chifu. The fire might have been reported to the police, which means there might have been a record of it. Catch my drift? Go see if they have anything and bring some time back here right away. I'll take a calzone on the sides too. Understood, Shifu. I'll get right on it. Yeah, one more thing. What is it, Shifu? Contact my family back in Zenfuzz. Tell them, search my father's office. There should be something there related to this case.
Burning down the house.
There should. What kind of something exactly? Told you. I'd seen this scene somewhere before, didn't I? Well, I remember where. It was in my father's office. He had a picture of it, or at least of something very much like it. What? It looked like it was drawn by a child's. Possibly a child from the orphanage? Possibly even the child who set the fire. It should still be there somewhere. Tell him, send it right away. Yes, Chifu.
I think the last thing we can... Okay, let's...
So that was all
Let's
very,
say-
very important.
Yeah. No.
Nope. We
Let's
can
first-
still talk around with other people, I guess.
I'll first
no,
save and then
stop
do
that.
logic. No, I actually think we should do it.
We could try to go for what was Wiener digging up and then kidnap
Yeah,
her.
exactly.
What did Wiener dig up? Why was Wiener involved? Yeah. No, it
Okay.
makes sense because it says what Lagarde told him to do. The Chairman Wiener was involved in President Wang's abduction, and this will be the end of our investigation. And it seems likely that whatever he dug up yesterday had something to do with the kidnapping.
I'm gonna go ahead and get...
Dasher, take over.
Oh, I get it.
You do?
You bet I do. We were talking treasure, right? Loot!
No, Cedric. No, not at all, Cedric.
You must have been digging up the ransom money.
The ransom money? $100 million is an awful lot of cash. Burying it would have been a good way to keep it hidden until the heat died down. Certainly seems like a possibility, and they did it in Breaking Bad.
Glad you agree.
As well as Lupin and
see.
Kochikame. And
And Luffy.
The concrete was broken and the earth exposed. Did Excelsius Wiener dig up the ransom money?
Did.
Investigation complete.
Heels.
Oh man, not a fool. Not a fool.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I told you that's where all the budget went. To me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of a bummer.
But, Chifu, I'm back. I brought everything the police had on the fire, and I also brought back the picture from your father's office. Oh, and one more. About times. Captain, hand it over.
Thing.
Well, let's take a look at this mysterious picture, shall we? This is it. This is the picture this is it. This pictures I remembered. Could this be a depiction of something? Storm. That happened on the night of the incident?
It sure looks like the kid drew, huh?
Yes, and I'm willing to bet it's the work of the child who set the fire. Picture drawn by the child who caused the fire during the incident 12 years ago. It depicts what he saw that night of the incident.
Burn, baby, burn.
Oh, internet crash. Yep. Shifu, there's. What knows?
Oh.
Look, it'll have to wait, okay? Well, Mr. Prosciutto, why do you think my father kept this?
I know.
I imagine he acquired it at some point during his investigation. Although I have no idea why he would have chosen to keep it to himself. Could we see the case file for the fire, sir? Sure, is. If you'll just give me a moment to read through it. Seems the boy who started the fire snuck out of bed on the evening of the incident. Then he disappeared several days later. What's... must have been because he saw something, right?
No, a kid? Really? That's horrible.
But sadly not unimaginable. Huh. It looks like the kids left something behind that was put into evidence. Huh, what's this? That's... What's it doing in a case file? What is it, Mr. Prosciutto?
Oh no.
Have you seen this somewhere before? Something very much like it, yes. We have a piece of evidence that could very well be connected, like these Pringles here. Which item of evidence relates to the item the boy left behind?
Take that!
Yep. I don't know what it was doing in the evidence for that case. Oh yeah, Vass, what flavor of Pringles you got tonight?
This isn't the Pringles. This is Cool Ranch Doritos Minis.
Oh boy, yummy!
Oh,
But it looks like that might be the missing horn from the soft toy. Yeah, I had a jalapeno lime Fritos twist. Hey,
Ooh.
President Wang's. You've seen it before? Of course. He's always kept it somewhat close by. I remember because of the missing piece. Hey, Sarkon. I
Resuscitated your Wi-Fi?
Yes.
It has a special device inside it that plays recorded sound when you twist the horn.
I was gonna go grab a block of cheese. As soon as I said that, I walked out. Bam! My internet just. So like,
Yes, Zircon grabbed the world's biggest block of cheese for Rugal because Rugal's very hungry.
plain deepies down like a teapot.
So Vass is trying to heave up this giant block of cheese so Rugal can eat it.
lovely.
Oh, that is just pure comedy.
It is. It's just like, oh, goodness gracious.
Vass, are you okay? Vass, are you okay?
Sorry. I'm sorry. I was eating Pringles.
Pringles.
No, wait, it's Doritos.
Doritos.
No, it was Doritos. God damn,
No,
damn, you twisted my mind.
I know. I was making a joke that Sarkon got a world's giant block of cheese, and then you were trying to push it into Rugal's mouth.
Lovely. But, yeah.
All right, we're ready for you.
Alright. Hey, do you think they maybe putting the horn back on might unlock the recordings?
You never know. The boy itself should still be up on the 51st floor. Ace, you heard demands? Yes, Shifu. I'll go fetch it right away.
Deploys fireman's axe.
Instant transmission. Here it is, Shifu, the Taurosaurus doll, just like you asked. Yeah, good works. Head it over to the prosecutors. Prosciutto over there. Well, does this horn found at the orphanage fit the president's plushie?
It fits perfectly.
And hey, the sell value has risen up drastically too.
And any more recordings on this?
President Wayne, it's been a meal. I know it's been a while. I saw in the news that you were visiting the country soon, and I didn't know whether I should get it in touch at all, but in the end I decided I had to. To turn it off right now.
Oh, now we gotta listen to it more.
You okay, Sircon?
I'm just having Gatorade.
Alright, what's gotten into Judge Gavel?
Are you okay?
Just turn it up, please.
I think if anybody's to be asking if they're okay, it should be
Beautiful
Kay.
little boy. You're a beautiful little boy.
Oh.
I'm sorry. That's pretty much all I wanted to tell you.
Sean.
Except I call him Sean. Sean Fan. It has a nice ring to it, don't you think? No!
She had an affair with the president. Sean Fenn.
Yeah, I went down the wrong pipe, so that's why I'm.
Kids.
Dasher
And
can cover for you until
also
you
that-
Kid is
I'll
the
be at the
president
orphanage
kid.
on the evening
Oh,
of the
sure.
night. I'll be waiting in the front yard. I thought you could meet him if you like, even if it only just is once. I know you're a very busy man, but anyway, that's where you will be. Goodbye.
Now you know why the president went to see
What?
Sean on the movie set.
Yep.
He was my dad? I'm so sorry, Sean.
Kid, explain what the heck's going on, Gavel.
Sean isn't my biological son. I adopted him.
And he was aware of this.
Yes, of course.
Ooh,
His
Discord
mother,
made you robotic there.
Amelie Fenn, she died 5 years ago. We were cousins, but we were also friends. The best of friends. People all often took us for sisters. So
So
she
you were
died.
roommates.
It seemed only natural that Sean should come and live with me. Of course, we had to keep his father's identity secret. We decided the best way to do that would be for him to never know in the first place.
Alright, I think I'm better.
What a lot to learn from a recording made on a seemingly innocent toy. I guess Sean's mother must have recorded the message and then sent the plushie to the president.
Hey. Yes, Sean? You sure? He was really my dad? Yes, I'm sure. Before you were born, your mother worked for a time as a diplomat in St. Va.
Makes sense. That line of work might have well brought her into contact with the president.
What? You told me she worked at the orphanage? She did, but only after she returned, after she quit the diplomatic service. She always loved helping others. The orphanage was perfect for her.
Sorry, Judge Gavel, but I have to ask. Amelie, the ladies who's asked the president to come, why didn't she show up herself? Why isn't she anywhere in the files related to the SS5 incident?
She never made it to the rendezvous that night. Someone was tailing her.
I'll bet that was Chairman Wiener's doing. But sadly, we can't prove it.
And because she couldn't make it, she never saw the president again.
And she died 5 years ago. This can't be easy for Sean.
Oh, hey, Sean, are you thirsty? We could go get a soda.
He don't like soda.
My treat, okay? Come on, I'm thinking of a vending machine over there.
You think I can't buy myself a soda? This is important, and it's about me. I'm staying.
Milk soda.
Ouch. That didn't work at all.
Well, searching vending machines you can purchase milk from.
Yeah, it is supposed to be the can.
God, there's someone's burping!
Sircon.
Sean?
Sircon, you might need to excuse yourself if you keep belching.
I'm sorry.
You okay, man?
I'm fine.
Sean,
Carnivore burps.
perhaps... Keep on track. Sean, perhaps now you could guess why I met with the president 2 nights ago.
That's it. That was the big secret.
I wanted to tell him face to face that Amelie was gone, but also that you were alive and well. More than well. But I...
It makes sense now. No wonder Judge Gavel was so keen to avoid sharing the details of their meeting.
Yeah, she would have had to share the truth about Sean, too.
That was why I took the line always with me. So there would be no doubt that I knew Amelie, that I knew her well. This flower bore special significance for the two of them, you see. President Wang gave Amelia a bouquet of violins in the early days of her romance. But now he, too, is dead. If only he had lived, Sean might finally have been able to get to know him.
Shifu. I've been waiting for the right time to say this, but... What? What is it? You've been hovering there this whole time, can it wait? They sent something else from Zenfall. President Wang's will. What? President's will, huh? They gave my father's medal after medal. They had to come up with new ones just for him. In the end, there was no medals left to give, so he made us keepers of his last will and testaments. Those medals? Duty, greatest pride. Our family's jewels. Capiche? What? This is... What is it, Agent Lang? Does it have anything to do with our current case? You could say that. It seems he was planning on publicly acknowledging Sean as his son.
Johnson appears in the president's will?
And we're certain that the document is authentic, that President Wang wrote it himself. So we are. It's old, but it's real. And took charge of it back before the SS5 incidents happened. Debt paid to the family. I wanted Aslak back home to be sure, but I'd stake my name on it being the genuine articles. Wang was a renowned world leader. A child nobody knew about would have been sure to cause a stir. And yet, he chose to mention the child in his will, nonetheless. Well, it's dead, I guess. Still can't quite believe it, but the President confirmed it with his own hand. There's no denying it. Sean, you're President Wang's son. You're a made man.
This just randomly appeared.
Sean?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Sean! There, dude.
Sean! That's gotta be a lot of heavy
Press
news.
X to Sean.
That's a lot, but it's complicated.
I know, sorry,
Yeah.
guys. I had to press X for Sean.
Also,
And
just an
always press
observation,
X
this
for
game
Sean.
daddy issues the game.
April
Like-
6, 1651. Big building, empty
What I
lot.
will also
I
add in
think-
that
Hold on. Yes,
Sean.
Turkio?
what I will add in is that it's a kid who's also a upcoming actor. So
Yep.
all this dumping on him right away, it's so
Naked.
much stress.
Yeah, he's only like, what, 14?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. A young twin.
Sean. He was my dad?
It'd have been easy learning the truth about his father's dinner so unexpectedly.
Especially after kind of a low opinion of him.
Too late to ever get to know him.
You know how hard I tried to find him. What?
Huh?
Dasher again?
Hold on. Fast.
Yeah. Okay.
Oopsie.
Sean. I get it. He was the president. He had a lot more to think about than just me. But he was right there in front of me. Right there on the set. So why? Why didn't you just say something? Why didn't you tell me who he was? I'm sorry, Sean. So sorry. It's not your fault, Mom. It's mine. If I had broken my promise to you, the fire would have never happened. You wouldn't have. It ruined everything. Everything. It's all my fault. I even ruined your flowers. Sean! Please, you mustn't blame yourself. Just try to be here with me. Just for a little while.
The bond between parent and child is symbolized by the lion lilies. I'm no expert, but it's native to Zhengfa, so I know that much at least. Now that we don't have the luxury of dwelling on such things just now. I know it might seem insensitive, Agent Lang, but sentimentality won't help us here. We need to focus on what we can do about the case before us. You're right. I believe we've learned all we need to about what happened back then for now. How did it all line up with your father's theories about the case? I wouldn't know. Put goes to the graves with them. He never shared his thoughts with anybody's. There's no way of knowing not for what he figured out. What about your own thoughts? Are you feeling any more positive in light of what we learned from Kay's reconstruction? Are we any closer to learning what really happened 12 years ago? You know, I think we just might be. My father's footsteps are starting to become clear. Now all we need to do is follow them. All the way to the truth. For old time's sakes. The president went to the orphanage that night. That much we know for sure. Toasaur's toy proves he must have gone there to meet with Emil Finn. Except he was kidnapped, and Alden happened to see it. If Alden hadn't been there, there wouldn't have been a murder. Just a kidnapping. He had to be rubbed out. Instead, he had to move his body to the planners. Stage that photo, throw everybody off the scent. It's all come together, right, Paulie? So that's our current theory, is it? SS5 incident case file. 12-year-old incident in which President Wang was kidnapped and the sole witness was murdered.
I hate to do this to you, John, but I am actually kind of sleepy. I've had a long day today.
No
You go get-
worries. You rest well.
chill. You chill, Sircon, and you eat that block of cheese.
No. Take care.
But there's something I still don't understand. There is? Why we're staging the picture? They would have had to force the president all along. What if he hadn't? It's a good question. And we may be closer to discovering the answer than we think. We'll just have to get there one deduction at a time. Yeah, guess we will. Alright, deduce the ways.
Do I have any lines in this?
Well, you do. Well, you will.
Okay,
you will
let's check.
shortly
Okay,
because,
President went to the
Circle
orphanage.
has a
Yep,
job.
that's true. Torosaurus toy proves it. Yep, you know that. Keep going, Vass. He was kidnapped and Alden happened to see it.
Yep.
Press. Yeah, press.
Hold it!
Mr. Alden hadn't been there, huh? That's an interesting suggestion. Care to explain? There's not a whole lot to explain. So he saw the kidnapping, so he was murdered. You know, he was a snitch. That's what you do. Hadn't been there? Maybe the kidnapping could have happened without any blood being spilled. Maybe not. Who knows? It's a family thing. But could it? Dasher!
He must have
Asking you to show her Steve.
He made it sound like it was if it was Mr. Alden's fault he was murdered.
I couldn't help it.
That's not what Agent Lang is saying, Kay. What he means is that, yeah, snitches get stitches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mr. Alden was the only person who died at the orphanage that night.
Well, of course he was. They kidnapped the president and everything. But the ransom was paid and he came home safely, right?
She's right, of course, but why does something bother me about that? I think it might be worth taking another look over all the evidence. Finish discussing things with the assistant, Mr. Prosciutto? Let's continue, shall we? They had to move his body to the planet, so...
Yeah, that's true.
When he said, what about, like, well, no, the thing is that when he said, you know, had I not been So, actually, no. What we should do, if he hadn't been there, what about the child's drawing?
Yeah.
That's what it is, yeah, if he hadn't been there. That's the big one.
No?
No?
Would you mind taking a look at this for me? Oh, really? What is for? Really, was not. Huh. No, that's it. Seriously, the question's asking about relevant chunk. Any long expect it to be you.
For real?
I was sure that was the right piece of evidence. I know, because the child drawing is in fact what it is. But we have to show something like, well, if Alden was there, well, then what was the point? If he hadn't been there, just be kidnapping. What's the next one? Instead, they had to move his body, stage the photo, throw off everybody's scent. Press on this one too.
Hold it!
This is another very important part of our current theory. Shall we go over all the details again? Choose probably good ideas. Alright, first, what did Alden see? He saw the president being kidnapped right in front of the buildings. But the kidnappers were keen to avoid any suggestions that they might be connected with the orphanage. Yep. So they replaced the film in Alden's camera. And staged a photograph of the kidnapping according further away from the building. Indeed. Then they moved Mr. Alden's body to a location consistent with what the picture showed. Secrets buried underneath the snow 12 years ago finally coming to light.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, we're sure that's really what happened to him, right?
Okay,
What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth?
I get the sense we're still not seeing everything. That there's something else at play behind it all. Oh, I know now. So, Vas, when it says if Alden hadn't been there, the blood stain. That's why. If Alden hadn't been there,
Alright.
piece of evidence we discovered the agent. Yeah. So when it was just basically Lang's just trying to piece everything together, and we're helping him. We have to present him something that. So, if he hadn't been there, the blood stain.
The blood stain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blood stain.
There we go.
You're saying there would have been no murder if Mr. Alden hadn't witnessed the kidnapping? But is that really the case? Why wouldn't it be? The main aim was to abduct the president, right? So if there hadn't been a witness present, they wouldn't have needed to murder anybody. And yet it remains possible that Mr. Alden wasn't the only person killed that night. There was a large pool of blood between the planners, but Mr. Alden was murdered over by the snowman. Can't have belonged to him. What if all that blood by the planters belonged to somebody else? Come on, Mr. Prosciuttos. You do realize what you're saying, don't you? I do. It's hard to believe, and I'll be the first to admit it, but it's what the evidence suggests. Not just one person was killed here 12 years ago, but two ghosts. You're saying they'd cover up a whole separate murder? But who else was killed that night? Whoever covered up this other homicide did so very skillfully indeed. It was Canis. You know, remember Canis killed somebody there? They even seem to have been able to avoid it being laid up, but they didn't quite get rid of everything. We have a piece of evidence. Okay, so now we present the child's drawing, which shows us something else happened that night. Canis and the president.
There we go.
Excelsis Winter tried to shroud the existence of the other murder in darkness. But there was one piece of evidence he wasn't able to suppress. Thanks to the efforts of your father, Agent Lang. My father. Cast your mind back, if you will. Something else was hidden along with all the other evidence from the crime scene. The existence of the child set the fire in front of the orphanage. But why would Chairman Wiener wish to erase him from the record? because he saw something he should not have. That's why.
He did? What was it?
It's right here in this picture. The picture my father kept. I think we can all agree that the president, that's the president on the right-hand side. That's Taurosaurus' toy in his hand. But who's standing across from him, Canis?
Janice.
He killed him.
Yep.
Eastern robes and a black dog. Can only be Buddied Hama Canis.
What? That creepy assassin guy?
Exactly.
And what would a hired killer be doing in the presence of a president? I can only think of one thing. That's right, it wasn't a kidnapping that occurred here 12 years ago. It was an assassination. Ice. And Warden... Oh, sorry.
And Warden Lagarde and German Winter were...
Yes, I think they were complicit. More than complicit, in fact. One provided the venue for the killing, and the other suppressed the testimony of the child who witnessed it. You know, I was gonna say, Vass, the way that he has that, Wiener has that grin, it's the same grin that Dr. Fred has on the cover of Maniac Mansion. Mr. Ullman was murdered because what he witnessed was actually an assassination. Even the eyes, too. And not the kidnapping he thought it to be at all. Dude, you think I'm an idiot? How could the president have died 12 years ago? We found his body this morning, his double.
Yeah.
He was alive and well until just recently, because I mentioned he had doubles.
And we got a hint of this when we broke down him on the plane.
Yeah.
And alongside that, we have to also remind that poor, I don't remember the name of the dude, the Wolverine dude. That
Lang.
That the president's personality changed between a certain point 12 years ago.
Yep. Indeed. So we have a president killed 12 years ago and a president killed in the last 48 hours. Two presidents, in other words.
Right,
That's her.
which is completely impossible.
Or is it? I think it's entirely possible for there to be two presidents. In fact, that would explain a lot. But regardless of what happens, I still respected him. Zhengfa may not be a big country, but he held that place together. The president Agent Lang spoke of was a noble and capable leader.
However,
The presidential mask has well and truly slipped. Entirely unlike the man we met. It really did seem as if they were two completely different people. How could one country have two presidents? What could explain a situation like that? This is how it was possible for there to be two presidents. One was a body double. One of the two was a body double. Tell me that doesn't make sense. A body double. President Wang was a man of great power and influence in Zhengfa, figure on the world stage. There must have been countless attempts on his life over the years. Such as the one at Gourd Lake only a few days ago. It's true. There were more than a few assassination attempts. That doesn't mean I'm about to accept there was more than one president. Not without proof.
but you have seen proof.
Do we have any proof that there was more than one president? Yes, we do. In fact, that would be the SS5 incident files.
Take that!
I don't think he's noticed the contradiction staring at him in the face. Or is he just unable to accept it? What's the matter, Mr. Prosciutto? Pretty quiet all of a sudden. In Amelie Fenn's recording, she asked the president to be at the orphanage at midnight. But it shouldn't have been possible for him to be there at that time.
Huh? How come?
Because he was supposedly still at the embassy. With your father, Agent Lang. So he had noticed. The only way he could have been in two places at once, if there were two of them. Oh!
The real president. That's the one who.
Died 12 years ago? I think it might have been. But what? And who? Who'd have hired candidates to murder the presidents? In order to figure that out, we'll need to look again at the piece of evidence we recently discovered was a fake. Fake evidence. What was it again? A photograph.
Specifically, the photograph of the kidnapping.
Take that!
Picture taken with Mr. Alden's camera was staged sometime after his murder. Mr. Alden was murdered because he witnessed the president's assassination. In other words, photograph 2 must have been taken after the real president's death. So who is the president in the staged photograph? The body double. Nothing else makes sense. I believe the president's double had him killed so that he could take his place permanently. Rat bastard. And Excelsius Wiener and Fifi Lagarde helped him do it. Wait. You don't even have a body to support your theories. Are you telling me it magically disappeared?
No, we're saying that this is a much better case 5 than the previous case.
In fact, we know exactly where it wound up. The president's body was here the whole time.
Wait.
The whole
Monster's footprints.
Yeah.
Take that!
Yep. Wiener was digging up a dead body. Chairman Wiener dug something up last night. Something he couldn't trust anybody else to retrieve. We thought it might have been the ransom money, but it was actually something even more important.
Wait, you mean...
That's right, the real president's body. I think it's highly likely anyway. What the fuck? The body may have been decomposed in the intervening years, but the bones surely would have remained. Mr. Powers informed us that the construction site is due to start here sometime soon. Everything had to be wrapped up before then. Shooting of the movie, and the recovery of the president's remains.
Yeah, I guess once they started digging the place up, they would have found them pretty quick, huh?
Agent Lang, we need to have the so-called monster footprints analyzed again.
Now you know what I mean about rattling them bones, yeah.
Yeah, I guess we do.
Let's get out of here.
There was a body under one of them. There should be trace evidence to confirm it. Hey, it's somebody from the forensics. Sir, presenting the findings of our analysis, sir. Traces of human remains were found in the dirt, along with other signs of a body having been buried. So it really was him. Bones were also recovered from the home of Excelsius Wiener. Everything looks to be about right. Dental medical records are a match.
Oh shit.
It's him, no doubt about it. So, as suspected, the real President Wang was killed 12 years ago. And the SS-5 kidnapping was in fact a homicide.
So,
Monster
Holy
footprints.
enemies.
The concrete was broken and the earth exposed after Excelsius Wiener dug up President Wang's corpse.
Wow, so it really was a murder, huh? The case has taken so many twists and turns, I'm starting to lose track. Somebody in that Shyamalan did.
Yes, perhaps we should summarize our findings just to confirm that we understand correctly.
Good idea. Let's go over everything from the point where the president arrived at the orphanage.
12 years ago, the real President Wang visited the orphanage. His aim to meet his infant son, Sean. President? The footprints we originally assumed to be those of Mr. Alden, likely to have actually been made by the president on his arrival, Cyrus 12. But instead of being greeted by his child,
Killer.
he was met by the assassin, Bloody Harmer Kenneth.
Good evening, Mr. President.
This is so sad. He was hoping to see his baby for the first time, only to bite it.
Indeed. But at least with Mr. Canis, we can be sure that the job was swiftly and effectively completed. But then after the assassination, another tragedy occurred.
Mr. Alderman's murder.
Yes. Seems that he witnessed a key moment in the evening's proceedings. The moment when our culprits, the so-called kidnappers, took the president's body around to the side of the building. That was the sight that sealed his fate. We've now established that he was standing by the orphanage gates at the time. Far enough away that he believed what he was seeing was the president's abduction. At which point...
Oh, the body that would come to meet up with his co-conspirators. Walk right behind Mr. Aldwin and Tabaka.
leading to our unfortunate eyewitness.
Being murdered by the man who was plotting to replace the president. So was it the body double who moved Mr. Aldwin's body too?
Yes, I think it probably was.
But none of the footprints could have been his, could they?
Actually, I think they could. In fact, we have a piece of evidence that proves how that particular trick was achieved. Which shows how the body double managed to move the body without leaving any footprints. The shoes?
I think it's the shoes.
Take that!
It must be the shoes.
What if the president's double moved Mr. Alden's body like this? After killing Mr. Alden, could have carried him to the other side of the entrance. Given that his job was to look just like the president, he would have been wearing the same shoes. Meaning that if he stepped exactly in the footprints left by the real president, there you go.
Of course, it would have been the same shape and size.
Boom shakalaka.
It would have looked like a single set of footprints. So that's how it all went down. I'm so glad we finally figured it out. Yeah, Sean must be a wreck. Wait, but there's one thing I still don't get.
There is? What?
Why did they need to pretend there was a kidnapping?
Mr. Alden had seen the president at the orphanage and left a message on Miss Ringer's phone describing what he thought he saw. It would have been impossible for the conspirators to erase that message. So they had to make it look as if the events described in the messages were true.
By staging a kidnapping like the one he had thought he saw.
Exactly. I think the two people in the photograph are likely to be the body double and Fifi Lagarde.
She was the one who in the trench coat. How can you be sure of that?
Two of them would have had to walk out beyond the orphanage gates to stage the photo. Body double could have put his feet in the real president's prints as he did before. He just went back, reversed backwards.
Yep.
Oh, so the other set of footprints were hers.
The ones we originally thought belonged to the killer, yes. They're about a size 9. Too small for Chairman Wiener, in other words. That's right, yeah! Which means the kidnapper must have been played by Warden Lagarde. And that explains how a so-called kidnapping was actually a presidential assassination. It does. Which means my father must have noticed. There's no way he wouldn't have suspected murder. Especially not with the kid's pictures and proof.
Peter was never officially put into evidence, correct?
No. Because I've kept hold of it after taking the witness statement of the child who drew it. Yeah. Because he knew. He knew President Wang was dead. And he knew what would happen if that news ever got out. Zhengfa would have been plunged into chaos, no doubt. So he kept it a secret. And that secret died with him. Though he meant taking the blame for the kidnapping and a family name being ruined. So your father knew the truth about what happened 12 years ago, but he chose to hide it.
Well, it's finally coming to light at last.
12-year-old incident in which President Wang was kidnapped and the sole witness was murdered.
Yeah.
Oh. I think that's him.
Shirley?
Yes. Frugal.
Oh, Shelly, you mean?
No, the other one.
Oh, Canis?
Yes.
Oh, Scorpio.
Is it indeed intriguing?
Huh?
What? Oh dear.
Fourth thing.
That sound. Is that a bell?
Oh no.
Why did Hammer Canis? What the heck are you doing here?
Where the law? You think you can just show up in front of us like it ain't a problem?
Forgive me, but I couldn't help overhearing the fascinating conversation you were having.
The opportunity to gloat over your past crimes, which is too good to miss, I expect. You killed President Wings.
I did, but it's not something I'm inclined to gloat over. I was more interested in something else you mentioned, or someone else, should I say.
Someone you're looking for, I suppose?
Exactly. That's why I took a little sojourn from the penitentiary to find a certain young pup. A young pup in a rather eye-catching red raincoat.
What?
What?
Wait, you know who they are?
In a manner of speaking, what did you call them again? A secret mastermind?
Is
Um,
your friend?
oh,
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the voice changer.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be careful.
Raincoat, of course.
Red raincoat.
The prosecutor looks a little surprised, doesn't he, Helmut? Yes, he does. The young pup I mentioned, he saved my life, 12 long years ago.
My unexpected savior.
As you have surmised, it was I who killed President Wang. But that meant that I too became an inconvenience in need of removal. The imposter president, Wiener, Lagarde, all three were taken to guarantee my silence. And if I hadn't met my friend, the young pup again, they might have even succeeded. I wonder, what is he doing now?
So it was the president's body double who hired you.
I remember his words almost as if it were yesterday.
Do you know how many times I've nearly been killed? Not once, twice, a bunch of times.
Again, I hope you guys have a
Why do I have to take all the risks? Why am I the one they always put in danger?
You're the body double, numbnuts.
When I'm out there being him, people treat me like I was him. They worship me.
And here it is.
So what's the difference? Who's to say I couldn't be just as good as him?
There was a difference, of course, even if he did look and sound exactly like him. Just because it walks and talks like a president duck, that doesn't make it a president, or does it, boy? No.
Clearly, it was a zebra.
So he got his wish and became the boss, but couldn't quite fill his presidential shoes. Dasher.
Okay. Rocks that are
Go,
round.
Bronco.
That means I'm numbered 1.
I'm number 1. Sturkio.
I wonder if you have takes to step into such capable shoes.
Two.
Of course I do. I'm the leader now. Me!
I so wish I broke that neck.
Oh,
I
Shelley
mean-
47. Seems the king and his knight were much the same.
The president's double knew that his employer had a weakness, a young woman named Emile.
Ooh.
But in order to find her, he needed to enlist the help of locals.
Locals such as Chairman Wiener.
Once Miss Fenn had been located, they simply needed to find the right time to lay the trap.
That meaning she arranged so the president could meet his son. That would have been the perfect opportunity.
Indeed, and with the head of the orphanage brought into the fold, the little conspiracy was complete.
Warden Lagarde.
Now, quid pro quo. Where might I find the pup?
What makes you think the boy who helped you and our mysterious string puller are one and the same?
He set a little fire that night, out there in the yard of the orphanage.
Oh yeah, we saw that. It was some kind of a prank, right?
Darn it, Discord.
Prank? It was nothing of the sort, my dear. No, as I understand it, he had taken refuge in the igloo by the entrance.
Oh yeah, the polar bear igloo.
Something Fender might have brought up.
From there, he happened to see Wiener and Lagarde carrying away a dead body. He also overheard them hatching a certain sort little plot. A plot to remove me, the only other person who knew what had really happened, from the picture. Thankfully, he was kind enough to come and inform me. I was waiting inside the building, you see. He also happened to mention later on that he was wearing his favorite red raincoat. In any case, he escorted me from the premises. And being a very considerate boy, thought to erase both our footprints from the scene of the crime. It seems he had a little kerosene set aside in the igloo for just such an occasion. He spread it liberally about the place and set himself a little fire.
No way. So that's what that fire was for.
It must have been ever so beautiful. Wiener and Lagarde were positively enchanted. While they were distracted by the show, he took the opportunity to usher me out of a side entrance.
You never answered my question. You really think he's the one behind all this?
I do indeed. Don't I, Helmut? Yes, yes I do.
Just to speed things up, Vass, as far as dealing with this guy. Had I not reunited, yeah. Yep. Yep, had I met my friend. Yep. Mm-hmm. Press.
Hold it!
Again, so the two of you had met before.
Yes, on a cold and lonely Christmas Eve, 18 years back.
That long ago.
But on that occasion, it was I who saved his life. It was snowing more than it had in years, and cold enough that death by freezing was a real possibility. I had taken Helmut out for a little walk. He noticed something and bounded off through the snow. When I caught up to him, he was sniffing at a car. The doors had frozen shut. It took all the strength I had, but eventually I managed to open one.
You see those kids now, Vash?
Oh my
Yep.
god.
All the way back from the confectionery one. And inside I found 2 young boys, shivering and semi-conscious. 2? Yes. Had I found them even an hour later, the poor wretches would have never made it. I took them both to a nearby orphanage. To me, is there something significant about what he just told us?
There is.
What is it about?
We all have to
Canis
connect
that
back
noteworthy?
somehow.
The date.
The date.
This was on Christmas Eve 18 years ago. You're certain of that? I am.
Holy smoke!
We have something that shows why the date is associated with IS-7. What piece of evidence relates to that day in which Mr. Canis found the children? IS-7 incident.
Take that!
That was the same day on which a certain incident occurred, the murder of a well-known sculptor,
No way.
Artie Frost. An incident in the aftermath of which 2 children went missing. The son of the victim, Artie Frost, and the son of the murderer, Carmelo Gusto. Fender.
Yeah, now that you mention it, the little guy did go AWOL. Huh?
Intriguing. The son of a murderer and the son of his victim. I suppose that would make sense.
It would.
One of the boys was bound hand and foot, you see.
What is it, Prince?
Yeah, sure.
They must have been part of the Mr. Frost's plan to stop Mr. Gusto's son from getting into the competition.
Yeah. Ooh, ruthless. Indeed, because without his son to taste his creations, Mr. Gusto would have had no chance of winning. He had no taste buds.
Yep.
So that was what was behind it all.
Oh.
Sadly, neither of the boys were able to remember any such details.
Probably was focusing to keep warm.
They weren't.
No, when we met each other again on that night 12 years ago, the young pup explained it to me. It seems that they really were on the brink of death when I found them. And the shock of the experience caused them both to lose their memories. They weren't even able to remember their names.
Okay. Yep. Well, so they would have known they were Mr. Frost and Mr. Gusto's kids.
If what he's telling us is true, that would seem likely, yes. Which means we still don't have enough to tell us who our mastermind might be. Mr. Canis, would you mind telling us what happened next?
By all means. The pup and I remained in contact even after I was sent to prison. But then I stopped hearing from him. I couldn't help but worry. And then people from 12 years ago started cropping up all over the place. It rather piqued my curiosity, so I thought I'd temporarily regain my freedom and look into things.
People from 12 years ago. You mean Lagarde, Wiener, and the President, I assume?
Well, Warren McGard was running in charge of the prison where he was an inmate this whole time, right?
I fear I wasn't as kind to her as I could have been. But then, she did try to have me killed. You already know why, of course.
As
You
you
know,
murdered-
honestly, fair.
President Wang, but they needed the world to believe he was still alive. If somebody had exposed the president as a fake, it would have been bad for Lagarde and Chairman Wiener, too.
Exactly. And not only that, I happened to overhear something else intriguing that night.
Prince of Night. I'll be waiting in the front door. God, you made him. It's only just this once. I know you are. Very busy, man. It's horrible.
Who are you? Sorry, but I'm waiting for somebody. I know you are, President Wang. I couldn't help overhearing the news. Congratulations. But please don't worry about your son. I only kill those I'm employed to kill, which in this case means you. No. Wait, this is my first chance to meet him. It might be my only chance. Please, give me just a few minutes longer. I thought he was going to beg for his life, but no, an interesting character. I told him I was not aware that he had a child. No, he said, and shook his head. Neither was I, but the world will know that I have one now. I mean to make sure of it. I've even prepared something in case the worst comes to worse. And the son in question, it was the young gentleman with the horns here, correct?
Lawrence, you can't see them?
I don't need to, my dear. I have been listening very closely, you see. I'm blind, not deaf. And for longer than you may realize. So the president meant to tell the world about Sean and prepared something in case of the worst. But it's not enough to simply have Canis' word on that matter. Of course.
I will.
We have something that proves what he's telling us to be president said is true. The will. Well, everybody knew about. He entrusted it to my families to show his belief in us, after all. The name in the recording, the preparations he had made in his will. With those 3 pieces of information, I was able to convince Warden the God to do anything I asked.
With the information at his disposal, he could have exposed the truth about the body double at any time. And Sean's true identity with it.
President Wang was more agile than I'd anticipated. He blocked my first knife thrust with something soft. By the time the piece I'd broken off hit the snow, my next strike had hit its mark.
It was Canis who tore the horn off the Taurosaurus stall.
I was the only one present to hear his final words. The only one who knew the truth about his son. Well, me and that poor pup.
Okay.
Alright, so this one, Vas, just to go about it. So, on that one, I continued my correspondence.
Be right back, guys.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. This one was it?
Go back to the first. This one, even after I was sent to prison.
Press.
Hold it!
So, you were able to continue communicating with him from prison?
I was via a post office box.
Vas, you'll have to take over.
What's that?
It means an exchanging of mail without revealing one's own address.
A P.O. box, if you will.
I never knew where he was, and I wasn't able to slip out and track him down. I was being kept under rather strict supervision, you see.
By one Lagarde, no doubt. What were the two of you even communicating about?
We were playing correspondence chess, of course, that and griping about our respective lots in life.
That's
Correspondence chess? But didn't you used to play that with... No.
Knight. As unlikely as it may, as a typo, as unlikely as it might seem, Mr. Canis' chess opponent was. There you go, DP.
Mr. Knight?
Might seem.
Yeah, it was Mr. Knight.
We found the diagram of the game in my cell too.
Correspondent chest
Like I-
diary. Sub to Bronco Knight by Buddy Hummer Connors. Printed rather
Like
than
I-
handwritten.
Like I said, I think we are fully in our grasp to just grammatically incorrect ourselves.
Oh yeah,
Going forward.
So that means Knight has something to do with all that IS-7 business?
Wait, could that be it? Do we have any evidence that might connect Knight to the IS-7 as a
Yes.
Knight's correspondence?
Nice possessions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. The diagram or the chest?
Oh no, the correspondent. Actually, hold on. Let's see. No, because it would be the mementos. Yeah, yeah. So no, it's the checkerboard, and the ring.
And ring.
Take
Yeah.
that!
Because remember, the ring was from Artie. It's
Yep.
everything Knight left behind. Could there be a clue in here somewhere? A ring and a chest set. Which one should we look at more closely?
The ring. The ring.
The ring!
My precious.
Sturky,
Shut-
or sorry, Dasher, are you back? Dasher?
Asher?
No, okay, Vass, still
What
you.
is? What about it, Mr. Edgeworth?
Mr. Fender, take a closer look at it if you would.
That design.
Colleague.
Holy trademark. Mark.
Oh, what a mark. Indeed, it looks like somebody turned the stamp he used to sign his work with into a ring. But why would Knight have been carrying it? And why was it not with the rest of the evidence from the IS-7 incident?
They tried to release Frost's personal effect to his next of kin after the case wound down. But if I remember rightly, old Frosty Boy didn't have any family aside from his kid. And the kid was missing. He never got to hand it back to her. Not till later, I knew. I heard on the grapevine that they found him in the end and gave him the goods.
Including the seal, it would seem. Which he turned into a ring and wore until his own death. Pocket chest set and a key ring Knight made from his father's signature stamp.
Dun, dun, dun.
So we're saying Mr. Knight was Mr. Frost's son?
The cops don't mess around with stuff like that. They would have made sure before handing it over.
And we're looking for somebody connected to the I-7 who played correspondent chess, right?
Wait, so a secret string puller is Bronco Knight? Knight is dead. How could he possibly be involved in our current case?
Far out. So our only candidate for genius mastermind is the guy who's kicked the bucket.
That's impossible. How could the dead guy be behind all this?
I mean,
It
Benedict
is
Cumberbatch
a little
has an idea.
perplexing, but then who else could it be? But then I stopped hearing from him, but I couldn't help but worry. So, in this situation, it was, remember, well, we do have what it is, the correspondence. So writing letters. No. No. Go to the one where he's talk about writing. And then people of 12 years ago, so I thought I'd temporary freedom and things. Next one. I did so used to enjoy tapping out my little letters in Braille. Correspondence.
Present the diagram?
Correspondence chest, yeah.
Objection!
Yep. Not there.
There we go.
You said that you wrote all of your letters in Braille, is that correct?
I don't mean to be rude, Mr. Prosecutor, but you do know about my condition, don't you?
That's odd, because the chest diagram we found in Knight's cell didn't contain any Braille at all.
Really? But surely that's impossible.
How so exactly?
Maybe someone typed Mr. Kenneth's letter out on purpose?
Meaning there may have been some sort of intermediary between the two of them.
So then,
Mr. Canis says he wrote his letters in Braille, and yet... letters received by Mr. Knight contain no Braille at all.
The overload worlds look so goofy for Knight.
This suggests that there must be a third party who typed Mr. Canis' letters out.
Guess it could have worked the same way on the flip side too, right? Who it was could have taken Night Letter and turned it back into Braille.
They could indeed. Letter from Canis retyped by the Mastermind and then sent to Bronco Knight.
And we have a pretty good idea of who.
I think you and Mr. Knight were both communicating with this person, Mr. Canis. Mr. Canis, the answers you received, they were written in Braille, too. Yes.
So some mysterious middle person really was retyping the Bronxter's missive.
Okay, oops, sorry. And that same person might well be our secret string. Wait, you trying to say there's another hidden mastermind behind this whole thing? So who's this new one? Bronco Knight, son of Artie Frost, is already dead. But what if the other child from the incident 18 years ago was actually who we've been looking for? Carmelo Gusta's son. But who is he? Where is he? Knight was Frost's son. Gustav's son would have been me.
Oh.
Now who's this then?
Okay, Dasher, you
Dasher,
read this.
Dasher.
I've known since we were kids. We were both of us were alone. He doesn't know have any family, you see. Just like me.
Him. Chili not. Now it makes sense, Dasher. Simeon.
What's the matter with
Yeah.
Where was the sheik?
Of course. All makes sense. I know exactly who our so-called mastermind is.
What? Who? You have to tell us.
I can hardly believe it, but somebody we know rather well. Person we were looking for is Simeon.
Take that!
Sorry,
That's
Dasher.
possibly him.
You were the
Yep.
bad guy.
Yep.
Oh, really?
You're
Has to be the person behind all this.
Yep, Dasher, you're the main antagonist.
What a
You're
scare!
the final boss.
Person who forced Chairman Wiener's hand by sending the letter to Rosaringer. Yeah, get him too. The person who kidnapped Sean and Bug K and myself and Frank West.
Man, I can fill up so much my pockets with this orange juice around me.
The person who did this strangest thing. Oh, you know, you're straight drowning creamer. DP. That was the best healing item.
No, I always went for the OJ.
I went creamer. Who drugged Kay and carried her up to the roof of the big building. It was the monster.
What? Did you really just say what I thought you said did?
Yes, the monster. That was the key to unmasking our mastermind.
Oh, I almost forgot. We're doing a new show soon. Hello to you, come, Mr. Edgeworth. I will be joining Gina on stage for this one.
Here you go.
That's right. The Very Big Circus is the biggest, most fabulous event in town. You'll have hundreds of fun.
Miss Lloyd, could I ask a favor?
Ooh, little me? What kind of favor?
You told us you recorded the sound of Taurosaurus's breathing fire. Proof? What kind of proof? Did you capture something on your tape recorder, perhaps?
Ooh, you're good, Robert. Sharper than the goddamn tack. You give us the big old busy face fighter I captured. Sure did. Like I said, I didn't precisely see the guy. My boy, did I hear him?
Can we listen to the tape?
You surely can. Let's see now.
That's it. That sound, it must have been what I think it is, and not from the back rooms. My theory has to be correct. The truth about the monster, the identity of the person behind all this, it's all falling into place. Miss Hart, you saw a giant eye at the window of the storeroom, did you not?
Yep, snapped me a picture of it. I did too, even if you can't rely to see it so well.
We can't see it right now,
Yeah, you're right.
but... Detective Gumshoe,
Yes, sir.
your image analyzer, can we borrow it again?
Anytime. Yeah, for $1. Thank you, mysterious voice.
You're welcome.
Sure. But what do you want to look at, sir?
I'm trying to find traces of ectoplasm in this area, Egon. This photograph right here.
Gotcha. I'm on it.
Because busting makes you feel good, Gumshoe. The clue we're looking for must be upper left, upper left. Yep, There's that.
Eureka!
Oh.
Oh, no,
Can't
that's
go for that raincoat. That's Mr. Rinker right before she died, right?
It is the same Miss Ringer who was in a relationship with Mr. Aldon, the victim from 12 years ago.
Imagine how she felt. Coming so close to finding the truth, only to die right before she found it. That must have been so awful.
But it
We'll
happens
uncover
more
the truth
often than
in
you
the
think.
end, won't we, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, we will if we have anything to do with it. Leave it to me. Clue we're looking must be. We have to find it. I thought it was. That should have been upper. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, zoom in, enhance. Now right back. Roll forward that. No, go past that part. I don't want to see that part again.
That's...
See, I done told y'all, Pterosaurus was his own dang self.
Yes, there it is at last. The monster commanded by the architect of the whole scheme.
I didn't get to sit. Didn't get a chance to read my line.
You're finally ready to admit it? They dang well will, the big bad bull himself. Damn it!
No, because that isn't Pterosaurus at all. It's the eye of a different giant beast entirely.
Well, they just
Take
get
a
on
look.
with it.
Oh, sorry. Just take a look at this. My God.
The very big circus flyer. Oh, wait, look!
You see it? The enormous lion balloon? That's the real monster. And the sound Miss Lloyd thought was the creature breathing fire.
Was the,
Oh, come on!
the
You're really
flame
gonna
to-
bring me crashing down to Earth like that?
That's how balloons fly, huh? They burn gas to make hot air?
Yes!
Balloons.
Basic science, Gumshoe. They do, and our Cobra was able to use that balloon.
Oh, I couldn't
Carry
afford
Kay up
gas.
to the roof of the big building without ever going near the elevator.
so
I
this
could afford
culprit,
this small
they
charcoal.
got something to do with the circus?
Circus worker, friend of the bankster, and son of Gusto. Whoa, you're not serious.
Dead serious.
You forgot to mention trainee animal tamer. Hard to believe. Man of many talents. But he's the one who's been pulling the strings this whole time. A metaphor. That's right, Simeon Saint is the one behind all of this.
Simeon, but everything, really?
Damn, Dasher, you got to play two villains.
We trusted him, and he trusted us. You can't tell me this was all lies. That would be too horrible.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
sorry,
time to
Kay.
kill
Hang on now.
Who was that?
Hey, where do you think you're going, old man?
Nothing escapes you, does it, young pup? My congratulations, Mr. Edgeworth. But now that I know the truth, my business here is done.
What? No, Mr. Canis, wait.
Yo!
Oh,
that is comical.
Disappears.
Are you okay, Mr. Edgeworth?
Matt got for my jugular, but this bleeding will subside. Don't worry, I'm fine, but...
Damn you!
Here, have an
Yo.
energy pellet.
Are you alright, Sean?
He killed my dad. He did, right?
There's no easy way to say it, but... Sorry, Sean. It would appear that he did.
He will get away with it. I'll make him pay! Somehow. Some way. Oh!
No!
No, Sean! You mustn't say such things! I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. You'll have to forgive us both.
It's
Lots of
understandable.
squeaky chairs.
Sorry.
I'll put a call out, sir. All units on the lookout for Mr. Canis.
I don't mean to hurry everybody's, but we'd better be on our ways too. Well, Mr. Prosciutto, what do you think we'll find a mastermind?
I suppose you're right. We should go after the mastermind right now. Said he had to practice for the show, which I guess means he'll be at the circus. But before we leave, there's something I'd like to ask of you, Agent Lang. This would... Once a beast has been sighted, the next step is to plan its capture. When we arrive, there's something we'll need to try and find as a matter of priority.
Good
Detective,
monster on our way. Kill it.
I'd like you to look into something that's been bothering me about Sean's kidnapping. No, we're going more for a Scooby-Doo trap.
Aw.
Yes, sir.
I want to help too, Mr. Edgeworth.
Good. There's somebody I'd like you to try and contact. If Saint really is our mastermind, we're going to need this person's help. Between our many encounters, I never suspected a thing, even though he was right there in front of me. Messed up. Another way of putting it, I'm gonna have to put things right once and for all.
Okay, so who was the first villain I played? I forgot.
Warden Lagarde.
Hunter. Frankenstein.
Yeah,
Okay, so we'll have to say this for next time.
but we still don't know why Wagard ended up like trying to like
Kill Canis, yeah.
no,
I mean-
no, why Wagard tried to frame Simeon.
Yeah, but also she was trying to kill Canis, remember? Because she knew what Canis is.
Yeah.
Canis had blackmail on her, and Wiener. So it's
Also-
both, they both needed Canis to be eliminated.
Also, I was right, Rugal. We're gonna have to complete this next week.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well,
I was
know,
hoping
I know
it,
what
but
you had to
but
do.
it-
I
but-
know what
but
you
it-
had to do.
but it took longer than expected.
That's fine. I told
Yeah.
you, like, Warriors of Might and Magic doesn't pull. It pulls no punches
Oh,
at the
yeah.
end. So, did you wait a minute? I forgot. Did you ever feed Daglathor, or they just didn't bother with Daglathor?
Okay, Daggle with Thor. There are three enemies of Daglathor. It's kind of ridiculous.
You know what? I'm gonna admit this, Fast. As much as it was kind of goofy the way he looked in the PS1 version, that one-on-one fight with Daglathor made more sense.
Yeah,
Remember when I hit him? I fought him at the core after was it Dahlia? Or sorry, yeah, Dahlia got immobilized. But you know what? This makes up for the fact that at least the sequel Shifters will be a lot better for you. It will. Oh, and thank you, Francesca von Karma, for all the quotes or all the chat there.
Yeah, so basically,
Oh, very nice
so
of you.
basically, the ending
You're very welcome.
is basically
Welcome.
the same as the PS1 version. When he said
Yes.
the sequel to the PS2 incarnation, he meant that
Well-
like in terms of like that it's basically like the PS2 version.
Yeah, the sequel Shifters is more akin to the PS2 one because again, the PS1 was a different design, but it doesn't follow like you got all this magic. Instead, it's based on what was like almost 30 forms that Alaron uses.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording real quick.
Yeah.